Good afternoon, ladies and gents. So we're going to start our webinar entitled Why Autodesk BIM Collaborate Pro, Comprehensive Detailed Design and Documentation Software for Civil Infrastructure. So this will be presented by Nakul Gupta, Senior Account Manager for Accienta, and of course, Ram, the man of the hour from Redington. He is a Senior Technical Consultant. So we're proud to announce that this is the first webinar series that our new speaker is coming in from Accienta, which is Nakul Gupta. So he's in charge for the sales and uh, managing the accounts for Accienta when it comes to Autodesk. So he has a deep expertise when it comes to BIM Collaborate Pro and Civil 3D. He is also in charge on supporting organizations across the region in driving smarter, faster, and more connected project delivery through innovative digital solutions. And we also have Ram. I believe the ones who attended our last webinar series before, you are quite familiar with Ram. So he is the senior technical consultant in Redington. So as we all know, he's very much well equipped when it comes to AEC collections, Civil 3D, and the BIM standards itself. So he can explain this to you very well. And in today's sessions, we will explore how the cloud solution-based design to enhance complex infrastructure using Civil 3D. It is to streamline the design process and improve project outcomes. So the agenda we have for today is, of course, introduction to Civil 3D. For anyone who doesn't know much about Civil 3D, this is the chance to know more about it and optimize the use of the platform. We also have introduction to cloud solution, and then we're gonna go for core capabilities, technical demo, and of course Q&A. So for now, let's just have some poll. So for current tool that everyone is using for now, is your current tool built for critical engineering disciplines? So you guys can answer. Okay, so we have more minutes to go. Okay, let's end the poll. So most of you answered yes, support civil structure and MEP. I believe this webinar session will be super beneficial to everyone who's in the webinar right now. And then another poll. So in your current workflow, does your current workflow handle complex infrastructure in a 3D model-based environment? So you let us know if it's okay. I'll end the poll now. So most of you answered partially a mix of 2D and 3D. Ram, I believe you can take note of this and maybe give them some more ideas about this when you go to the webinar. Okay, so let's move on. So now I'll hand over the floor to Nakul. Nakul, take charge.
Well, thank you, Isabel, and good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining this webinar. So as Isabel introduced myself, my name is Nakul Gupta. I take care of sales here at Accienta. So the first slide I wanted to present is what are the business challenges that we face in the current environment? So let's explore those challenges reshaping infrastructure projects today. First, that is aging infrastructure is a global challenge right now. In the GCC market alone, this means addressing issues like deteriorating road networks in older districts, aging water management systems, and early generation public transportation infrastructure that requires modernization to meet growing urban populations and sustainability standards. Then second is the talent pool is shifting. We face retirements of experienced professionals alongside younger engineers with digital era expectations. Today's professionals expect modern collaborative tools. Organization must implement technologies that preserve knowledge, streamline workflows, and create engaging work environments. And finally, net zero emissions goals are transforming our industry right now. Infrastructure contributes significantly to global carbon emissions during construction and operation. Engineers must now consider sustainability metrics alongside cost and performance from the earliest design stages, requiring tools that can analyze environmental impacts. So these three forces, aging infrastructure, evolving talent dynamics, and sustainability requirements that make advanced tools like Civil 3D and BIM Collaborate Pro essential for addressing these complex challenges. Next slide, please. So Autodesk Civil 3D is a powerful design solution for civil engineers that builds on AutoCAD's foundation with specialized infrastructure tools. It excels through BIM workflow support, creating intelligent objects that understand their engineering purpose rather than simple lines and shape. Civil 3D enables efficient design, analysis, and documentation of roads, land development, water systems, and environmental projects through dynamic models with auto-updating parametric components that significantly reduce redesign time. Next, please. Now that we understand what Civil 3D is, let's explore why it's essential for your infrastructure projects. Civil 3D boosts productivity with intelligent objects and automation that cut design time. Projects that once required weeks to finish, now it can be done in hours. Its dynamic modeling prevents errors that automatically updating all related elements when one is modified, maintaining consistency throughout your design. The software creates a single source of truth that teams can share across disciplines, improving coordination and preventing conflicts. Civil 3D streamlines documentation by generating accurate reports, plan sets, and quantity calculations directly from your model. Superior visualization tools make complex engineering concepts accessible to clients and stakeholders. And finally, Civil 3D integrates seamlessly with other Autodesk products, especially BIM Collaborate Pro, creating a comprehensive workflow from design through construction maintenance. Next slide, please. Now let's explore how Civil 3D addresses key infrastructure design challenges. For road and highway design, Civil 3D offers specialized tools that create dynamic corridor models with automatic adjustments to alignments, profiles, and cross-sections. It includes super elevation management, side distance analysis, and standards compliant intersection design tools, enabling faster reiterations and optimized designs. In site design, Civil 3D excels with comprehensive grading and earthwork capabilities. Teams can quickly model surfaces, analyze drainage, and calculate precise cut-fill volumes. Its parcel layout tools ensure zoning compliance while optimizing site access, parking, and stormwater management. For railway projects, Civil 3D handles specialized requirements with precise alignment tools, spiral transitions, and super elevation controls that adhere to railway standards. It supports complex track layout and enables accurate modeling of track components while ensuring proper clearance at crossing and stations. Across all project types, Civil 3D's visualization tools effectively communicate designs to stakeholders, while its model-based approach generates accurate quantity takeoff for better estimation and planning. Next slide, please. As projects are becoming more complex in nature, evolving standards and regulatory requirements are pushing for more organized project data. And with complexity comes the need for simple ways to increase transparency and collaboration with project stakeholders, all while providing flexibility for all parties involved. Next slide, please. Now, the Autodesk Construction Cloud ecosystem, which is called Autodesk Docs. Autodesk Docs is purpose-built for AEC industry workflows, meaning it understands the specific needs of infrastructure projects. Unlike general cloud storage solutions, Autodesk Docs handles large CAD files, complex folder structures, and specialized document types that are common in engineering projects. One of its key strengths is how easily shareable your files become. You can provide controlled access to team members, consultants, clients, and contractors with appropriate permission levels, ensuring the right people have access to the right information at the right time. This significantly improves collaboration across disciplines. For example, civil engineers can share road designs with structural engineers working on bridges, while utility designers can coordinate with both of them. Everyone works from the same centralized document set, reducing miscommunication. Autodesk Docs provides unlimited storage for your project documentation. This means you'll never need to worry about storage limits for your large infrastructure projects, detailed drawing, specification, and supporting documents. Finally, the field mobile view is a game changer for construction teams. Site supervisors and field personnel can access the latest documents directly on their mobile devices while on site, ensuring construction proceeds according to the most current design and reducing costly rework. When combined with Civil 3D and BIM Collaborate Pro, Autodesk Docs completes a powerful infrastructure design and delivery ecosystem that supports your projects from concept through construction. Next slide, please. Understanding how this affects us, it has become more essential than ever that the tools in our industry allow us to work as seamlessly as possible. So the current tools are not built for our industry. Let's say for file transfer and email, people are still using email or some cloud storage which can work on it, but you experience lack of version control, difficulty to track files, and the size restrictions as well. With local network drives, again, you face very limited remote access, you have limited storage, and also you cannot review tools. And when it comes to cloud storage, there are some cloud storage which are non-Autodesk Docs, but they are not CAD-aware file locking. No model viewer can be done, and also they lack AEC workflow support. And lastly, point solutions that do not support supports design phase only, and also requires knowledgeable administrator. Next slide, please. Okay, now we enter Autodesk BIM Collaborate Pro. You gain all the benefits on just by changing your storage locations. When you move your local files into the cloud, you open so many possibilities. Keep everyone on the same page wherever they go. With a few simple changes, collaboration between teams and stakeholders becomes seamless. As remote and hybrid work continues to grow, people need to be able to access and work on projects exactly how they would if they were all sitting in the office. No employee should feel siloed or out of the loop just because they aren't in the office. The same goes for sub-consultants and clients that need access to projects. What if they could access certain parts of the project directly versus using email or file sharing? And what if you could enable all of your Civil 3D users to work together on all projects with very little change to their workflows, whether from home, in the office, or on the go? Next slide, please. Very frustrating having to switch between external solutions to exchange project information. But what if there was a simple way to keep all the project information in one place where all stakeholders have access? With a centralized source of truth for all stakeholders, you can eliminate the confusion that comes from emailing copies of files and other project information. And with all the information in one place, you could seamlessly transition from design to construction without having to export files or switch to a separate program. Next slide, please. What if anyone inside or outside of your company could help out on a civil 3D project regardless of where they are located? With cloud shared projects, your teams and stakeholders can get a nearly identical experience to that of working on local storage projects. Increasing accessibility to projects also increases your potential for workload availability. With a secure option available for remote collaboration, we are helping you increasing efficiency across the board. Next slide, please. Now, let's see how addressing these challenges are to your civil engineering team. The solution is from Autodesk Construction Cloud ecosystem called Autodesk BIM Collaborate Pro. Next slide. And here I'm going to give the stage to Ram to show us a technical demo of Civil 3D along with BIM Collaborate Pro. Thank you.
That's great. Amazing, Nakul and Isabel. Could I ask Isabel to switch over to the previous slide, please? No, the previous one. 2 slides before. The slide which exactly. So I can understand that I'm audible and I'm also viewable to all the audience. Thank you so much for sparing your time to join this wonderful webinar over here. And this is not the first webinar that we do along with Accienta and Redington. This is our 5th webinar we make out as a series, which means that we started our first webinar to give an idea about what is exactly Autodesk and what are the industry solutions or offering to the industry customers like infrastructure, architectural, building, and mechanical, electrical, and plumbing as well. So now we have reached with the 5th webinar series. It won't be happen without your support. Thank you so much for your support, and we do receive a lot of phone calls and the feedbacks after the webinar to just need to know more about the product and also sort of the workshops as well. So we hope to just receive the same for this webinar as well. Yeah, you have just reviewed what are the information that Nakul was sharing on this webinar. Yes, we're gonna talk more about the Civil 3D, which is an infrastructure solution for all the civil engineers, landscape designers, along with the cloud solutions here. So that's what I wanted to start with this slide here. Why? Because every projects are not like kind of using one software, and every project doesn't have only one stakeholder. You have a lot of stakeholder here. How do you going to administrate them, or how do you going to manage the stakeholder, the amount of data flows from one person to another person, how you going to make sure the data goes to the right person at the right time, also how to avoid the traffic of getting the revisions updated or finding the latest revisions whenever that we require for our team. So that's where we're going to spend non-optical hours of finding the drawing. We may completed the drawing before the deadline, but we have to just spend more time to analyze which is the folder, where is the drawing file, and what is the latest version which is available. Sometimes when you open the drawing also, it may miss a lot of information, right? So altogether we're going to see a wonderful solution based on the cloud system, plus how the civil engineers can benefit more when it comes into the complex infrastructure projects on top of it. Yeah. Isabel, can I ask you to move to the next slide now? That's great. Perfect. So now we're going to see a technical demonstration of integrating the Civil 3D into the BIM Collaborate Pro. So I just need to view some comments in the chat. Is there any registrant here who uses the Civil 3D? You can just put it in the chat. You can say yes, no, or Y, N, just to understand the group of audience joined on this call. Do anyone use Civil 3D? All right. So do anyone use like any sort of the cloud solutions, like kind of a common data environment? Any cloud solution that you use for your organization projects? All right. So probably at the end of this webinar, you'll get some idea about what exactly the BIM Collaborate Pro versus Civil 3D. So we can also just get more questions on that. Yeah, Isabel, we can move to the next slide now. So the next slide, we're going to see the workflow of connecting the Civil 3D as a desktop software, which is not the cloud software. It is a desktop software you're going to integrate with the BIM Collaborate Pro. So I wanted to just communicate few prerequisites here. The version of Civil 3D, once you integrate with the BIM Collaborate Pro, it is also matter. For example, if you're using 2024 version of Civil 3D integrated with the BIM Collaborate Pro, and you have another project, but you have to use the 2025, that also needs to be integrated again. So that's the way of integrating the cloud products as well over here. And the people, those who are added to the project, everyone should have a dedicated email address, and those email address should be under a company domain. It's not like kind of Gmail or Hotmail or Yahoo like that, because it everyone knows now all the Autodesk licenses are now turned as a named user, which means that every license will have their username, and then that username they're going to integrate with their software, and they have maximum usage of all the products available over here. Okay, let's now start this workflow. This workflow is completely for Civil 3D. You might have heard about Revit plus BIM Collaborate Pro, and now we're going to see the Civil 3D, the BIM Collaborate Pro. The interface, what you see here is your Autodesk Construction Cloud interface. And the first thing here is the project administrator or the account administrator will have the access to create the project folder. And in the project folder, you're going to add your design team, the number of people going to work in the project. And later, you're going to filter the number of people as per the scope. For example, like a planning concept and the design, and who are the people in the construction, and who are the correspondents from the contractor's point of view to the consultant or a sub-consultant, like that. And moreover here, if you have a 50 engineers, you can add them only by designation called engineer. If you add the member into this ecosystem with the designation called engineer, you can just put all of the engineers designation, and everyone will get the same access. And the file that you are opening over here is just like uploading the file. There's nothing to integrate much or not many buttons to click here. How you normally upload the file from the Google Drive or the WeTransfer. The same procedure you're going to follow up here, and that's going to be the first step here in this video. And now, if you see in the second video, shall we go to the next slide, please? Yeah. So in this second video, what we're going to do is we already created a project, and a group of people also been added over here. And what's going to happen here is you're going to also just add the subcontractors or the other main contractors, and you can also just give them who are they, from which company they are coming from. And also you're going to give them the access. Do they need the construction document management, or they're going to work collaboratively with the design team? Like what are the changes that they do in a Civil 3D, it will reflect in the cloud. Based on that, the MEP utilities engineer also just take up the decisions actually, or finding out the clashes itself. So how the clashes can also just make a big impact on the project. And not only that, the type of data that you're going to store, you can also just drag the file like what you see in this screen. You just drag the file, and you can also give the permission based on the file itself. So the permission is not only for the folder, the permission is also just kind of the drawing files as well. So you can just set up like a civil infrastructure drawing one person, and the utility the second person, and the other MEP or the electrical systems in the third person. Now you're going to see how the different project team going to work together in terms of a delay, getting the delay from the traffic, like kind of if you share the files through the email, just imagine the size of the file that gonna have. So I don't want to talk much about it, because everyone now in this world knows that the huge file size cannot be placed in the email, though if it is placed, it's going to take much time. And that's where we are into the common data environment, where you get the unlimited storage, designated access, and permittable access level to hold the security and the confidential data as well here. We'll move to the next slide, please. Yeah, first, what is the prerequisite in Civil 3D to push it to the cloud? Have anyone heard about sheet set manager in AutoCAD? You can just put it in the chat, yes or no. Just the sheet set manager, yes or no. Normally, the AutoCAD users will use the sheet set manager to print the bulk sheets as a DWG, a PDF, or to print the bulk sheet from DWG to a direct print itself. So that is the main prerequisite for keeping the sheet set manager, which will integrate into your BIM Collaborate Pro, and that we're going to see in few seconds now. Yeah. Great. So now, the product what you are using here for your civil infrastructure and the complex project is Civil 3D. This is the software. It looks amazing. While if you are a very good AutoCAD experienced person, you can easily see the interface looks like AutoCAD itself. And now we have just kept the sheet set manager open. And what happened here is, in one drawing, the set of sheets that you have created, we're gonna summarize and then gonna add it as a sheet set manager, like kind of a workflow. Once the sheet set manager is assigned, we're going to create a sheet set here to pull the layout and going to see the list of sheet sets with the align the sheets accordingly. So that's what we're going to do here. You are now going to create the sheet subset. For example, Ridgegate Parkway, and I have a lot of subsets also over there, like a roadway and the erosion control, and also the other roadway details. So each roadway icon, if you click, there are a lot of sheets who are integrated. And those are the stuff we call it as a sheet set manager. So whoever is working on the particular sheet, the main sheet get locked, it becomes read only, and only one person have the access to do the modification over there. All right. So once the changes are done, once we feel that the sheet set is updated with all the sheet properties, and then we are ready to push the drawings into the cloud now. That we're going to just see that. And this sheet set manager also will help you to prepare the automatic number on your title blocks as well. You can just understand the pain point if the automatic numbers are not happening into the title blocks, and where you have a lump sum of title blocks or the sheets are ready for your updated versions, right? You do also have the ability along with the Civil 3D to update the number of title block and also the other attributes furthermore. And shall we move to the next slide, please? Yeah. So now let's get into the cloud basis here. Fine. So now we have a set of sheet set manager, which is arranged here in this Civil 3D drawing. And now what we can gonna do is we're gonna integrate this view to the cloud, and you can see that you can assign the job. For example, me as a MEP utility or underground utility engineer, I'm still working on this file, and that file is being moved to the BIM Collaborate Pro using the fidelity called the cloud solution. So that's where we're gonna just create the cloud sample sheet set. So how the cloud sample sheet sets are being created over here, meaning it's not like kind of dragging the file from the folder to the cloud. You have created the sheet set, and that sheet set, you're gonna just push it into the cloud, and from there, it's gonna create the automatic way of who can just work all of the works here. Yeah. You can see how the sheets are getting imported. Let's import the sheets. Let all the drawing file read the sheet, and let's make sure all the sheets are added. Yeah, now if you can see roadway signage sheets are already added over here. And now you can, once the files are added, when you go to the cloud basis, there is a file which is already uploaded there. When you click on the file, you're going to see what are the sheets have been added. And that's where you're going to take what exact work that you're going to do with your BIM Collaborate Pro. So the BIM Collaborate Pro is a cloud license. Just for your understanding, I'm just describing it here. Civil 3D is a desktop product which is used for the civil infrastructure and the wide area of the landscape projects. And BIM Collaborate Pro is a cloud solution to keep the design team connected with the cloud, and also anywhere, anytime the people can just connect, and you can just save the time of just making out the coordination meetings as well here. Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah. So now many of the civil engineers, they do ask about how do you connect your real-time data into the Google Earth or any other RGIS platform. So that's a slide here for you. Could we play this here? Yeah, this is just like a sidewalk demo. Just for the presentation, we just kept it much smaller. So what happened here is within that Civil 3D, you have the inbuilt feature which is called geolocation. If you can see on the top right corner, the geolocation is already selected. And once the geolocation is selected over there, it will give you the option of retrieving the map, whether it can be from the Google map or it can be from the Bing or it can be from the real-time data. Or if your organization is using the ArcGIS application, that is also well suited for this civil 3D drawings along with those Google features as well. So how are you going to export these XML files from the file? So now you have the tool space over there, right? We have just created some sparks on it where it's going to just create a lot of coordinates from there. So once you create the coordinates, when I say coordinates, there are a lot of coordinates available here, like a UTM or GTM, whichever the coordinates that you want. You can also make sure that which coordinate is best suitable, and you have to make sure that the coordinates also exactly available. It's not like only the number. It should be as a real coordinate. It should work as a real coordinate. So that's what we are just trying to fix it here before we export this as a KML file. The coordinate from your Civil 3D drawing, you're extracting the KLM file where you can also just use it as your coordinate files as well. Yeah. And now what happened here, we have created the project folder already. If you can see, we are going through the Autodesk docs. From the Autodesk docs, get onto the particular project, and then you can just save this file over there. So which means you can also pull the drawing direct from your PC or a laptop to the cloud, or while working inside the Civil 3D projects also, you have an option of uploading the file to the feature called Autodesk docs. But how that is possible? You're going to see there is a bridge available to make sure these files are aligned properly and also talks each other, not to lose any communication. So that bridge, you're going to just get it from the next slides as well. And moreover, lot many of us, in the site, you may be just, supervising the site networks and all those stuff. The mobile application also available for you. You can search the mobile application which are available for your Apple iPhone and also for the Android. Just type in and search for Autodesk Construction Cloud. So once you get into the Autodesk Construction Cloud, if you have been added into the particular project, you get the access to it. You have the files and folders to access all the file. You go to the site. If you see any mislocation or any other misconceptions happen, if you think which is not exactly the same like what is in the drawing, take a picture, upload it in the folder, and assign the person who should be the inchargeable along with the due date. And if you have any reference file, for example, the utilities manufacturers detail or the utility kind of cable sizes or the pipe sizes or anything electrical conduits, you can also clearly mention them here before you drive down to the office. So what happened here, doing this way, the coordination meetings can happen wherever the people are available and whenever the files are needs to be done. One thing. And the second thing is, since it's a mobile cloud application, you don't see the heaviness of working in the project because just the files which is uploaded in the cloud, and no modifications are possible here, no editing works are possible here, which means that if you want to change any datum, or if you want to change any elevation of the corridor, or if you wanted to delete some objects, none of them are available here. If you want to do so, you have to be on the core Civil 3D software and do the changes over there. That will take some periodic actions before it gets published into your cloud model, where your BIM coordinator or the BIM manager should review all the activities, and unless they say yes to proceed, it won't gonna come into the construction cloud. So once it comes to the construction cloud, you can see the changes, what's happening over here, and also see the differences over here. You are in the exact field, and the left side you are just accessing from the mobile. The more mobile you zoom in, zoom out, just like a walk, it's gonna show exactly where is the location, and that's what needed as a site supervisor or any of the site layouts that we have come up with. What if you dig for some other pipe for like kind of 4 meter, then after the sandstorm come up and you go to that area again, when you measure it's going to be like 8 meter or 12 meter, but this functionality and the technology can help you to straight away get it onto the particular coordination, and it can make as much as possible, it can give us a much easier job. So it's like a well-built application over here, and you can also use this technology for your renovation project. Suppose I have to just, it's like kind of a big landscape area with all the park and amusement park had happened. I wanted to just expand my landscape for more number of parkings. You can see the existing conditions with the reality capture technology of capturing all the existing buildings with the laser scanning, and also you can also scan the underground utilities, like what type of the services are running around. Is it okay to have our electrical duct under this next to the mechanical manhole, or is there any special condition of the pipes, or any other decision needs to be taken like that? So it's very, very, very well connected, and that's what we always call it as the construction cloud helps the project teams to start the design in the office. It will connect until the design gets constructed in the site as well. Yeah, that's wonderful. So now you have now quite have an idea about how the Autodesk docs will take the file types over here. I just have a question here. Do you know which are the file types that docs can easily access? Can anyone put it in the chat? Which are the file types that docs can easily access, or what do you think the file types can only readable by docs? Any guess? We have so many attendees. We are just curious to know. Wow, that's great, amazing. PDF, wonderful. And then that's I don't know who is that exact person, but that's a wonderful job. Yeah, one answer has been revealed. PDF. Is there like any other file types that you think Autodesk can easily access? Any AutoCAD users in this webinar? All right, that's good. Any Civil 3D users in this webinar? All right. So PDF and CAD files, I can say among them. There are a lot many file types can be added, like kind of, for example, your DWG file can be placed over there, your Revit file can be placed over there, and you have the coordinate points in the form of XML or CSV format or a normal Excel sheet, you can place it there. Wonderful, wonderful, fantastic. So Navisworks file, NWC file, you can just place it over there. And when it comes into NWC, you can also talk about NWD, the whole set of the Navisworks files as well. Of course, we have to just link them back to back, but that's a good try here. All right. Thank you so much for the wonderful responses here. Yeah. So now here, getting back to the cloud solution, like BIM Collaborate Pro, like kind of, there was a keep on question, like, comes to us, like, why the BIM Collaborate Pro is only available for Revit. So is there any other application can go along with it? Actually, BIM Collaborate Pro integrates with 3 solutions over here as per the industry. For the building and architectural projects, it can go along with Revit. For civil and infrastructure projects, it can go along with Civil 3D. For underground utilities and the oil and gas, it can go along with Plant 3D. So these are the 3 solutions where you will see BIM Collaborate can help the project team to connect it through the cloud solution, the design collaboration, so that you have a very good kind of stuff to manage your civil projects when it goes into the complex design. And how do you know the files are ready to consume so that we can just start working on it? For example, I need to have a road files with all the road corridors, and then I wanted to just come up with the points for all the light posts which comes on the road. How do I know as electrical contractor I'm ready to place all the points? I no need to call a I no need to call the main contractor, or I no need to just open the file to see where the point holes have been placed, or I no need to just wait for any SMS to receive. You have all the functionalities within the BIM Collaborate Pro, which says, yes, you are now have to start your work, or still the work is pending. From whom the work is pending, how long the work is pending, what else the data need to be amended to complete the work, and how many days that we are just beyond the due date. So much more here that you're going to see how those things can be managed with your desktop applications as well. Can we go to the next slide, please? Fantastic. So this is what I was telling about. You have a lot of data placed in your desktop, and you can't just copy them and put it into the cloud. So how do you make sure you connect VO Civil 3D to the cloud application? There is a connector that's called as a desktop connector. Desktop connector is another application which needs to be installed, so that you have a Civil 3D as a software which is installed. Desktop connector as an application you have to install. So what will happen with this desktop connector? You can assume the desktop connector is the offline cloud process. When you are not connected with the internet, when you're offline, you have to upload the files. You upload the file as much as possible to the dedicated folder area in the project. When you get connected with the internet, it's gonna sync, and the moment it gets synced, the file projects are available on the cloud itself. So you need not to worry about whether you have to be always connected with the internet. No need. When you're offline also, you can just still work on your projects, and you just keep add your data into the desktop connector. And how does it work here? We'll just see it in the next slide. Exactly. So now we have the schedule there. We need to just follow up with the type of files for the submission, and also we need to know the who is working on the final drawing, when they're going to complete everything, and the final date going to be like kind of nightmare and the bottleneck with a lot of pain points. Number one, if you know certain workflow, what to do first, second, third, and who will do first, the second and third. And if you want to make some kind of automation stuff that to give you the identification, yes, whether the work is completed or the file is ready to consume or the file is still in the process, you have the desktop connector file to be placed into your computer as well. So what happened with the desktop connector here is, the moment when you start working in your Civil 3D project, the desktop connector should be configured with the project which you are working on. It you can just choose like kind of 5 projects or 10 projects, or I think up to 10 or 30 projects you can connect, and that project will become available for you in the real-time sync. Whatever the work that you do here, it will do the job in the background, and this process will take all the changes to the cloud. So me, when I'm working the Civil 3D, I do all of my changes, whether I'm just changing out the elevations, or I'm creating the new corridor points, or I'm just coming up with a lot of other cut and fill calculations over here. All the details I can just save it up here as a notepad or a CSV file. So once I just upload it to the cloud, it is available in the cloud. So what happened here, when it goes to the cloud, that's where the file management starts. So not all of the project people are having the access to all the files and folders. It depends upon the project, and it depends upon the administrator for each and every project. So if I'm the project administrator, I have a certain engineers where I can give access to them. One site engineer, I can give all the access for the sheets, and the site supervisor, I can also just give access for all the sheets, but both of them are having a different sheets over there. And for all the BIM modelers, those who are working on a Civil 3D, I can give the access on the shared folder where they all can just work and see how the collaborations are happening over here. So with this desktop connector, when you are accessing any file from your desktop, right, the particular file is not accessible by anyone. The file is locked, and the native file locking is available regardless of any applications. And you also have the built-in conflict solution possibilities here. So if I'm already working on a file, then you're just trying to lock the file, and it can also see that someone is using the file, and whether it's up to you whether you have to keep a copy of that, or you have to just talk internally, get the communication, and you can just make sure that as per your scope, who can take this opportunity of finishing off all the task over there. Yep. And this is how it looks like. For example, so the Civil 3D user who uses the computer or the laptop, the first image what you see here is the desktop application. That's how it looks. And you can also access the web. Suppose, for example, you are away from the office, you don't have the software with you, but there are minor changes that you have to do from your side. For example, you have to review a certain scope and say, for example, this bridge curve is considered as per the design, and you have to just give whether to proceed or not. So how do you do that? You don't have a computer. You have your login detail which is connected with your Autodesk account, whether you have a mobile device or just the tablet. Log into the construction cloud, or else to the AutoCAD web as well. You're going to zoom in the drawing, do the revision cloud, and you're going to sync the data. So how you going to sync the data here? The first point is either you can use the Autodesk Web, which works like Autodesk platform, or if you want to be on the same page of understanding the language from the construction, get onto the construction cloud as well, where it can read the real-time data. And also in the background, for example, if you have to use any such additional application which is not inbuilt or which is not found within the Civil 3D, you have to just create any sort of the automation stuff within the Civil 3D. That is also possible to connect the Civil 3D to the construction cloud. That's what we call it as the Autodesk platform service. So this Autodesk platform service is kind of the design automation, and this is not same to all the customers. It has to be handled like case to case. So we bring the APS team, Autodesk platform services team, to your desk. We sit and decide, and after we can make sure that what would be the file type that you need, and how we can just make sure from Civil 3D how to get that type of a file type. For example, do you need all the Revit model to be IFC without any data loss? Or do you need your Civil 3D infrastructure project files transferring to AutoCAD without any data loss? Or if you want to take the Civil 3D file back to any other ERP system that currently you are using at your organization, and you want to have the access also to them, like kind of the Active Directory, right? So whenever the work is done, you take the files to your Active Directory, and from the file from the Active Directory also can get back to the server. So this services can be easily and identified and also determined from the Autodesk platform services. So let us know if you wanted to just have a call, or if you wanted to have a quick session on the Autodesk platform services or the real-time scenario. We come into your office, we sit with you, and we also just show how the real Civil 3D file can be integrated with the docs with the help of the file management, the documentation, and then how it can take it to the BIM Collaborate Pro to make out the design collaboration with all of other stakeholders, and also to avoid the time and cost to find out the automatic clash detections as well. Yeah. Shall we go to the next slide? In general, so this is the very good slide to understand what is Autodesk Construction Cloud. If you can see AEC on your left side screen, AEC meaning all the desktop products which are available for the installation, and then the models will go to the ACC. ACC, there's nothing to install. Only you have to install the desktop connector or the what is a mobile application. That's it. Other applications like BIM Collaborate Pro or Docs, if you want to use it, just you need to make sure you have the valid license. Get onto the acc.autodesk.com, log in with your email ID credential, like the same what you use for your AEC products. And if you are added into the project, you will see the projects have been added, and that's what you're going to get the visibility and the access level as well. So the list of products, what you see on the left side, where most we use it for your Civil 3D projects, infrastructure projects, and my friends, it's Civil 3D is not only software where you can come up with the large complex horizontal projects. You also have to use other solutions like Revit, AutoCAD, Navisworks. Sometimes if any renovation projects are in the existing conditions, reality capture, of course, Civil 3D for all your civil works, infra works for the better visualization of understanding the real-time insights, plus Autodesk Docs, which is your construction document management, which can hold the related data file into the cloud. Then in there, it can connect the design team for your better collaboration. It can give you the clear visibility of how to avoid the overcosting on the model coordination, and how to identify the issues very quick instead of wasting much time of finding all the issues in the Excel, and you might forget to link any other row. The data gonna be like not updated one. So this is the very good slide for a better understanding of what is construction cloud solution. And just the construction cloud is only the name. All right, so you have a lot of other features available. BIM Collaborate Pro for the live synchronization to have your Civil 3D drawings into the cloud, and Autodesk Takeoff for your 2D takeoff, 3D takeoff, or a bit area of scope analysis. And if anyone in this webinar coming from the PMO project management side or a contractor's perspective, you have a lot of other features available into the solution called Autodesk Build, which can help you for the project management, cost management, the punch list, the budget forecast, and also minutes of meeting, plus the overall feature from the design to the site along with the project closeout as well. And then moving to the tandem. And one thing here for all the BIM Collaborate Pro user, I'm not sure how many of you are the current BIM Collaborate Pro user available in this webinar. If you are the one for BIM Collaborate Pro user, I have to say the digital twin application also available within the BIM Collaborate Pro. Yes. So if you wanted to know more about the digital twin solutions, just let us know. You can also just drop down your name here, or you can also just get back to the same organizer by mentioning your name and the company, so that we are always ready to come over to your office and we can just have a discussion one-to-one, right? And yep, next slide please. Oh, that's that's quick. All right, so at least here, ladies and gentlemen, we are really eagerly looking out some question and answers to understand that how far you have understood this webinar. And you can also say that which feature most interested you when it comes into Civil 3D plus the cloud application, or if you are the existing cloud application, in which feature you wanted to just know more. That will be really amazing for us to reach out to you after this webinar on a one-to-one case. Are we expecting any questions from your side?
I think by the time people are writing the questions, I think we can converse about like few things that they might be interested in knowing, like maybe the hardware requirement to run Civil 3D, or even ACC. I know it's a simple question, but many customers that I come across, they ask about what is the hardware requirement for to run ACC.
That's amazing. Thank you, Nakul. See, the hardware requirement, I would say now, say for example, if an user who uses AutoCAD, that computer itself much okay for hardware requirement. But we have to understand that this is the cloud solution. So when it comes into the cloud solution, we need to have a very good, efficient flow of internet. That's it. So it's not
Yeah.
like a physical software which you are downloading and installing it in the computer. But if you ask me, the hardware requirement for Civil 3D, yes, it is necessarily mandated, because the hardware requirement for the companies, those who work in the horizontal project, is different than the vertical. The horizontal project is different than the vertical project. Horizontal project consume more of hardware. So I always prefer to go with the minimum recommendation of 32 GB. I think most of the organizations are beyond that. And also to have a minimum of 2 GB graphic card. 2 GB graphic card with the proper NVIDIA Quadro or NVIDIA RTX. That should be fine. And if any one of you are having the 3D visualizer or infra works smarter in your organization, I think it's better to go for starting with the 64 GB of RAM with 2 plus GB graphic card with a good processor. I think like 2 point something, or i7 should be fine, or i9 also should be fine. It depends upon your operational frequencies. But when it comes into construction cloud, the hardware requirement here is either you can access the construction cloud URL from the Google Chrome or Edge, or from the Mozilla Firefox, up to you which internet or which browser that you feel okay. And you need to have the desktop connector installed. That's where you're gonna take your offline documents to the online, and you're gonna connect vice versa. And that's it. The moreover, the first major point here is the very good efficient internet connection.
Great. Thank you, Ram. I would encourage all the participants, if you have any kind of question, please write in the chat box. So we have around 4 minutes, so let's spend another 2 minutes. So if another question I might ask, so how does Civil 3D integrate with your audience they must be using Civil 3D, and also they must be working on Revit or in infra works. So how
Okay.
does Civil 3D integrate with other Autodesk products?
Okay, that's a good question. So now let's assume that we have AutoCAD users. All right. So AutoCAD users also do all such kind of the civil projects, complex infrastructure projects as well. But the problem, what happened there, when they lay the line, they have to identify the line by giving the name in the layer, for example, right? So that I feel like kind of the duplicating the work. So I feel better when I draw the line, that line itself should be like a road, which should have the minimum requirement of the thickness and the material, and that road should combine with the proper layer. And when I make an elevation or a cross section, the line also should give me the points where I can also come up with the duct layer, like in a normal, the exact project feel how the duct layer will come with the every road junctions. So if you ask me that, AutoCAD have much time to make those right line, but when it comes into Civil 3D, Civil 3D is meant for the roads and infrastructure projects, so that you have the components available to create the corridor, you have the options to make the data cross sections as well, to have your subcomponents ready, and you are not spending much time for the schedule. Rather, in AutoCAD you have to spend time for schedule, and if anything that you do design change, if you forget to update your schedule, that going to affect in your costing as well. And once it is affecting in a cost, we may think that there are a lot of hidden costs are happening. So when it comes into Civil 3D, quantification is much clearer, and this Civil 3D also can easily connect with the Map 3D as well. Again, Map 3D is another part of AutoCAD subscription, Map 3D as well. So on which location the project is going to start up, you can also just put up the map on top of it, and you are into the exact point of organization where you can just come up. Or within Civil 3D, you also have the feature to connect for ArcGIS with the geolocation as well. So this process is within the desktop side. And when we move to the cloud side, Civil 3D also will connect into the cloud, where you can work in a real time and get all the understandings from your other stakeholders who are not quickly reachable, maybe distance far away, or just from their side the internet issue is there, or we cannot just reach out because of the file sizes are heavier and so long. So in this webinar, I would say that I'm not sure how many of you are Civil 3D users or attending this webinar. So if you are the Civil 3D user, please reach out back to us. We have a lot of other features also, where we can just make it like kind of workshops at your office. Or if you are from the AutoCAD user also, please get back to us. We tell you how you can productively save a lot of time, reducing the rework, and also you can efficiently enhance your opportunities to get more business.
Thank you, Ram. So last, we have a question about the duration and the price for the course. So when it comes to, to answer your question, when it comes to pricing and when it comes to training, you can always get in touch with us. We also help customers with in-person implementation, physically present at your premises. And also we help customers with remote training and implementation. So whatever works best for you. Isabel, can we go to the last slide of our contacts? How they can reach us?
Yeah, this slide, just please make a note of this slide. And for the duration and price of the complete course, actually it's very challenging to put it across here. You know the reason why? Uh, we don't directly jump into the training and we'll give the list like day 1, day 2, day 3 like that. No, we come to your office, we sit with you, grab all your civil department people, discover who need what. Maybe you are expert in Civil 3D. We may need to just spend only 6 hours or 8 hours only for integration of the docs. We don't want to teach you the stuff which you are already experienced and the skill. So we want to just evolve the entire civil department to utilize the maximum potential of this product. So that's the only reason we don't have the option of telling you how much is the duration and the price. But we can come over to your office. We'll give a quick demonstration with your team, along the direct live demonstration of the Civil 3D BIM Collaborate Pro, or Revit BIM Collaborate Pro, or only the BIM Collaborate Pro. And that will give you an opportunity of understanding where you are into that position, and then you can just come up with what are the stuff you want to get it for the training. Because this is like kind of the we say like industry solution training, not like kind of day-to-day training, just to give you an idea about it. That's great. Thank you, whoever asked for the duration and the price for
All
the
right.
complete course. Please keep in touch with us.
Yeah.
So we have the contact details available here. So you can just reach out to Accienta Nakul, or you can reach out to
Yeah.
me, Ram, from
Or
Redington.
maybe from our side, what we can do is that the people who have attended this webinar, we can send them an email with our contact details in CC. And also you can find this video on our YouTube channel. You just need to go to YouTube and type in our company name, Accienta. There you will find our previous sessions and this upcoming session, which will be uploaded in a few days. But you have any urgent questions or anything, you can just
We have
contact us
one.
via email.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry. We have one for individual training. Can you
Yeah.
guys answer the question?
When it comes into training, whether it's individual training or a group training, our prerequisite is this one. We'll understand your requirement. We first understand that if you are AutoCAD user, how long the transformation happened for a Civil 3D, or if you are the existing Civil 3D user, let's understand what is your knowledge level in Civil 3D and where is the gap analysis that we can fulfill. Not a problem. So you no need to worry about getting yourself. We don't say training actually. I can say the level up. We are here to level up the skill set what you are expecting into, and that can be accomplished whether it's an individual training or group training. No worries. Please reach out to us.
Okay, so I believe this is the end of our webinar. So just reach out to us for Accienta. We have Nakul, and then we also have Ram for Redington. So all their contact details are mentioned in the um in the yeah, it's mentioned. So yeah. So just feel free to reach out to us, and yeah, we're gonna get in touch with you.
That's great. So once again, thank you so much for all the
you.
participants today. Have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.